He was making 7K a month, working 10 hours a week, and somehow that was the actual problem. You'd think working less would be the goal, but when you can't work more without everything breaking, you've absolutely hit a ceiling. So Mike came to us and had successfully launched his product, was able to prove his messaging and actually start turning on ads. Within a few months, he had gotten to $7,000 a month. Again, working 10 hours a week, which is everybody's dream. You've basically now replaced a job where you're working 10 hours a week. But the thing is, he couldn't get to a point past $7,000 a month without having to turn off his ads, turn off his faucet, his client acquisition, to be able to now put more hours in to fulfill the client work. And most people would just say, okay, again, that's great. You're just going to have to put more hours in. But the real solution to his problem wasn't actually putting more hours in. There's people that have made millions and millions of dollars working 10 hours a week. All he needed was the right systems. See, some of the most productive and successful entrepreneurs that work less than 10 hours a week. Look at Elon Musk running multiple billion-dollar businesses, and he still has the time and is probably putting even less than 10 hours a week into each one of his businesses. But because they have the systems, in addition to the talent, which I'll talk about here in a second, they're able to continue to grow and scale. Now, if you scale that down to what it looks like on a small business agency level, you can see that those same principles apply. Without SOPs, without job descriptions, without understanding what systems you should go in, automate with AI, and then build out a team around, you're never going to be able to scale something, even if you were putting in more hours. Because yes, eventually he could have gotten to $30,000, $40,000 a month, but at that 40-hour, 50-hour a week, he would have just been an overpaid freelancer because he still would have been capped without those systems and without the structure. So making sure that you have, number one, as much systemized as possible with AI is going to be the biggest thing that you can do. And then layering in talent around those AI systems. So that's going to look like VAs, also potentially some CSMs that can be more client facing. But again, we need to think about what it looks like successfully implementing those individuals into those roles. And that means you absolutely need to have a full amount of work for that person. So when somebody comes on board and you're hiring somebody, they need to understand what their job is, what their role is going to be, and actually have a full amount of reoccurring tasks that's going to take up 30 to 40 hours a week, which is a full-time job for somebody. Otherwise, you're going to give them a couple projects and then they're just going to be sitting around, and then you're just going to be wasting money, and you're still going to be taking care of everything yourself. So make sure that they have a very defined role of responsibilities. Make sure they also then have SOPs and training so they can come in and be successful utilizing those AI systems to go and fulfill your clients and your services. And then lastly is make sure you have some kind of tracking or scorecard to make sure that they are being successful at their job. But it's not something that you have to micromanage and be having a one-on-one with them every single day or even week, that you're very simply able to look at the KPIs and see, are they progressing? Are they doing a good job, or are they slacking? And then based off the numbers, you can make educated decisions. So if you can implement the AI systems and then implement the talent to run the systems, you now have a business. So by showing Mike how to actually do this and going out there and helping him implement these systems, he's now been able to scale past just $7,000 a month into the 30s and the 40s, still maintaining the 10 hours a week because he has systems inside of his business, and the systems run the business and the people run the systems. So if you want more of these breakdowns showing you exactly how to escape being the bottleneck in your own business, definitely click down below, follow for more of these breakdowns every week.